This time of year, I mean, this is the hottest time to be Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
I mean, this is the season. 'Tis the season.
I agree.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 facts that will make you feel old.
Does it seem smaller to anyone else? From here to over there?
Does not feel smaller.
No. It feels the same to me.
And was it always purple, that wall?
Yes.
Oh
For this list, we'll be looking at the most notable pop culture and entertainment facts that show how the passage of time seems to go faster as we age. Which of these realities were you the most surprised by? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Mr. Miyagi is now younger than the Karate Kid.
I never thought I'd get this far.
Make two of us.
The original The Karate Kid movie was released in 1984. Ralph Macchio, who portrayed the teen protagonist, was nearly 23 when it premiered. Pat Morita, the man behind the famous Mr. Miyagi, turned 52 that year.
Wax on, hat. Wax off, hat. Wax on, hat. Wax off, hat.
Macchio now finds himself having surpassed the age Morita was during that first film, as he's officially in his 60s. It's unfathomable to think that such an iconic movie was released so many decades ago. Given its recent resurfacing due to the popular Cobra Kai series, those of us who saw the original in theaters now feel as old as Mr. Miyagi.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Kid's legal now, huh?
Number 9. Survivor debuted more than 20 years ago.
For the next 39 days, they'll be marooned, left to fend for themselves, no creature comforts. They are wiping the slate clean.
When Survivor premiered back in May of 2000, no one could have predicted how it would change the television landscape forever. It was a phenomenon, with over 51 million people watching Richard Hatch be crowned the first survivor. Although a handful of reality TV programs had been released before, Survivor really set the stage for an onslaught of this genre of television.
Survivor All-Stars is officially on. Survivor's ready! Go!
With countless other reality-based programming having both come and gone, Survivor has lived up to its name. More than 2 decades and a slew of seasons later, the show continues to attract viewers, some of whom likely were babies when it debuted.
I was gonna say, did you dream of this as a kid? But you kind of are still a young man.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, to have this moment and like this challenge, I've dreamed of so many nights since it's aired.
Number 8. Friday first entered our lives over a decade ago.
7 a.m. waking up in the morning, gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs, gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal, seeing everything, the time is going.
As a new young artist, Rebecca Black hoped that her debut single Friday would garner national attention and put her into the spotlight. Released in February of 2011, she did indeed find plenty of notoriety, but not the kind she expected.
I've had a lot of experience with not being liked. I think if I hadn't had to deal with that in the past, then I totally would have handled this differently and I would have gone down in burning flames. But I've learned that you just can't let it get to you.
Both the song and music video were highly criticized upon their release, with the latter receiving 1.7 million dislikes on YouTube in the first months. Black later appeared in the Katy Perry video for Last Friday Night, TGIF, and has since gone on to release other, more credible material. Still, Friday is hard to forget. Do you remember hearing it for the first time?
Partying, 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 fun, looking forward to the weekend.
Number 7. Eminem's daughter Haley was born around the time he first found success.
Haley is, whether she's with me or not, she's with me every day. And like, she has been my main source of drive and motivation.
He's been making music since the late 1980s, but hip-hop artist Eminem got his break with the Slim Shady EP in 1997, and the identically titled LP album released 2 years later. His works back then often referred to his struggles as a young man and his daughter Haley. The ultimate Christmas gift, she was born on December 25, 1995. Just a few years before his talents would be discovered by Dr. Dre. These days, fans can keep up with Haley on social media. Nothing showcases the passage of time like realizing who you thought of as a child is now a grown woman.
I don't know if I would say always, but it was always like something going on that I was like,
Brittany needs to come to this. Brittany needs to come to that. So like, I remember going to Florida, California. I don't know where we went, but we went on a tour bus. You brought that back up.
We did.
Number 6, Macaulay Culkin is now older than his Home Alone mom.
You got like a new girlfriend, and then, you're just flipping through the channels, and then there's Home Alone, and she's like, huh? Hey, you wanna watch it? And I'm like, you wanna watch Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin, don't you? And he's like, yes.
It's a parent's worst nightmare. You go away for the holidays and somehow manage to forget one of the kids back at the house. It's what happened to poor Kevin McAllister, who had the entire home to himself while the family was off to Paris. Macaulay Culkin was 10 years old when we met the young Kevin in 1990, while Catherine O'Hara, his on-screen mom, was 36.
Just stay up there. I don't want to see you again for the rest of the night.
I didn't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life, and I didn't want to see anybody else either.
Culkin is now in his 40s, making him several years older than O'Hara was in the film. He also has a child. Both stars have aged gracefully, but it's astonishing to think of how long it's been since their movie came out.
Okay, but I'm so sorry.
Number 5, Back to the Future Part 2 takes place in the past.
Where are we? When are we?
We're descending toward Hill Valley, California at 4:29 p.m. on Wednesday, October 21st, 2015.
If you were a child when the second Back to the Future movie came out, you probably couldn't wait for hoverboards and flying cars to be a real thing. 2015 seemed like an eternity away from the film's 1985 setting. Yet here we are in the 2020s, and neither the cars nor the boards have found their way into any of our lives.
Hey kid, hey little girl, thanks.
Keep it. I got a pit bull now.
No one wears their pants inside out, and neither self-drying coats nor widely available power laces have become a mainstay of our world either. Thankfully, the trilogy has survived, so we can revisit the movies when we need to dream.
Hydrate level 4, please.
Number 4. The first Harry Potter book celebrated its 25th anniversary in 2022. With the world now in the 3rd decade of the 21st century, it's hard to imagine that the realm of Harry Potter was a product of the 1990s. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was initially released in June of 1997. Thus, a combination of novels, movies, and even theme park attractions all spun out of a story about a boy who learned of his magical gifts.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
A wizard. And a thumping good one, I'd wager, once you trade up a little.
Add to that the fact that Daniel Radcliffe, who played the titular character, is now over 30 years old, and it's not hard to be shocked. Has anyone got a time turner handy?
I don't think I fully appreciated the reach that these films had when we were in them. The amount of people that have said things like, these are the only films my dad and I watch together. Like, we can't talk about anything else. And like, we watch Harry Potter together, and that has been our thing.
Number 3, I'm a Slave for You came out 20 plus years ago. She found major success with Baby One More Time, but I'm a Slave for You showed the world a whole new side of Britney Spears. Growing from teen pop star to more provocative young adult, fans got an eyeful when the video debuted in, brace yourself, September of 2001. That's right, more than 20 years have passed since this amazing sweat-filled work came out and dialed the temperature up on every television it played on. Spears still finds ways to surprise and entertain her fans today, proving that her impact is timeless. Number 2. Friends ended nearly 2 decades ago.
If you think about it, it's actually kind of funny. Okay, maybe it's best not to think about it.
There was a time when even the most popular of television shows would go off the air and be forgotten within a few years. But thanks to the world of streaming, old series seem to find new audiences every year, such is the case with Friends.
The chemistry, the whole thing, it was life-changing, and it forever will be, not just for us, but for people who watch it, and that That's just such a great feeling to carry forever.
Having run from 1994 to 2004, it saw a huge resurgence when it hit Netflix. Then, after moving to HBO Max, it got a reunion special celebrating its legacy. It's weird and somewhat sad to think that May 2022 marked 18 whopping years since this iconic sitcom came to an end. After all, it feels like just yesterday we said goodbye to that perfect purple apartment.
So I guess this is it.
Yeah. I guess so.
This is harder than I thought it would be.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Simpsons, Saved by the Bell, and Seinfeld are more than 3 decades old. Here's a fun fact. If he aged, Bart Simpson would now be over 40.
All right, ladies, prepare to be blown away by Bang Bang Bart.
Indeed, the perpetual 10-year-old was likely born sometime in the late 70s or early 80s. If that doesn't make you feel old, think about how The Simpsons itself debuted all the way back in 1989. It's not the only memorable program from that year either. Both Seinfeld and Saved by the Bell first aired then too, making it a remarkable time for historic television series.
I met this lawyer, we went out to dinner, I had the lobster bisque, we went back to my place, yada yada yada, I never heard from him again.
But you yada yada over the best part.
No, I mentioned the bisque.
It seems like only a few years ago we were yada yada yadaing, all while worrying about not having a cow. Where did the time go?
Which one's a mouse?
Itchy.
Itchy's a jerk.
Yeah.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.